And a very good evening to you, and the warmest of welcomes here to Wimbledon Stadium in southwest London. And we've come here for the biggest greyhound race of the year, the biggest greyhound race in the world. Let's be patriotic about it. The Greyhound Derby. It is an absolutely thrilling occasion, and an absolutely packed crowd is here. They've shut the gates, believe it or not. Some 10,000 people inside here. They could have had more, but safety precautions say they have to close the gates there. Some of them have been queuing since about 4:30 this afternoon. We met two lads actually who had camped out overnight, believe it or not. Tremendous atmosphere. It really is going to be a cracker of an evening. Let's show you what we've got lined up, a feast of greyhound racing over the next hour. We kick off at 11 minutes past 10 with the Royal Mail Streamline Hurdles. That's over 460 metres. At 10:20, the Whittle Movers Stakes. We recorded that. It was off at 9:06. We'll show you all of that. We won't give anything away in case you've had a bet. And at 10:45, the Mirror Life Derby final, the biggie, 480 metres, and that will be an absolute corker of a race. Okay, let's show you the finalists for the Derby. No doubt you've had a bet earlier on, and really all the betting is concerned the 1-dog Glengar Ranger and the 6-dog Farloe Melody. 6-4 joint favourites this morning, and not really a sniff for any of the others. Gentle warning in 2, 5-1. These are the early prices. 33s, Penny's Best, double carpet, the rank outsider as the trumpets blaze away behind me. Windsor Abbey is 9-1 in trap 4, and Shush to Law, which I'm told on good authority is how you pronounce that, is 8-1 in trap 5. So that's the final lineup. We'll update the betting regularly through the evening so you know exactly where your money is going to go. Okay, well, we've got a couple of people that know their way around a greyhound track to help you perhaps back a winner. Harry Lloyd, top dog of the Daily Mirror, and Roger Jackson, the open race expert of the Life. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us. Let's just establish credentials first of all. Harry, about 20 derbies. Roger, 26. I've been to 4, so that's the 50. We've got the half century doing well. What's so special, Harry, about the Greyhound Derby?
Well, I think it's just the name. As soon as you say Derby, it's just like the Epsom Derby, really. You say marvellous dogs, and you're here. And you've seen the crowd. They closed the gates tonight. You know, what can you say about the Derby? Even if we're in a recession, which we are at the moment, people still find money. They find the time, they'll come here.
Roger, there's nothing like it, is there? Nothing like it in the Greyhound calendar.
No, it's a fantastic atmosphere here. It's amazing, and it's carried on brilliantly from White City to here. And every year I've come here, it's been the same. Fantastic atmosphere all round.
Is there a special quality that a Derby-winning dog needs to have, Roger? Apart from obviously speed, is there something he has to be able to perform under the pressure of a big crowd?
Well, yes, he's got to have a temperament so he doesn't go to pieces. It's exactly like the Epsom Derby for the horses. There's the parade and all the trumpets you just heard behind us. And they've got to conquer all that, all their nerves, and then they've got to run a good race during the race as well and miss all the trouble, because 6 greyhounds going around the track at 30-odd miles an hour, you don't always get a clear run.
I was saying, Harry, earlier on, most of the money for the 1-dog and the 6-dog, but in a derby, really, anything can win it.
Well, absolutely. You know, you're looking at the field. There's only, about 3 or 4 lengths covered the whole lot. How 1-dog could be 33-1, another one 6-4. You know, it's impossible, but, you know, it is as fine as that. That is the beauty of greyhound racing, really. It's so consistent.
Now, there are 6 Derby finalist trainers. Some of them haven't been here before. What is going through their minds at the moment, do you think? About 3/4 of an hour to the off.
Well, they've not had a wink of sleep for about a week to start with. What's going through now? They're glad it's almost all over. They'll say, "Please God, I'm going to win, but I just want to be there." But to most of them, it is the occasion. They love the occasion. And
a decent prize money too, Roger. £40,000 for the winning owner. That's a hell of a lot of money in this sport.
A hell of a lot, and of course you've got to remember the prospects at stud afterwards as well, so there's a hell of a lot resting on the race. And the prize money goes right down, 8,000 for second, 4,000 for third. It's brilliant, it really is.
Okay, so it's well worth winning. Let's give you a look then, first of all, at the runners for the first race that we're covering. That's the Royal Mail Streamline Hurdle. There they are. If you've had a bet this morning, these are the slightly early prices. Spot on Spur, 8-1 in trap 1. Towering Alone in trap 2, Blue Jacket, 6-1.
No, don't forget
Paul
the
Wogan, well, he's just lost his series, hasn't he? Trap 3, 33-1 double carpet. Lisnakill Wish is the one that appears to be nailed on, if you believe the bookmakers' opinions. 5-2 on this morning. Won't get rich backing that one. And Billy Ray is 12-1 in trap 5. And Gaytime Yankee, great name, 7-1 in trap 6. That's the early betting. Let's go down to the ring, find out how they're betting now with Richard Thomas.
Thanks very much indeed, Trevor. It's like a bull ring down here. Early on this morning, Spot on Spur opened at 7, is now 8. Towering Alone was 5, is still 5. Poor Wogan is a double carpet, Holiday in Hawaii, 33-1. Lisna Kill Wish, owned lovely by that good horse race trainer Jack Berry and Sonia Newman. Jack's better on a bike than he is at training dogs, but that's 5-2 on Trevor. That looks like it's a certainty. Billy Ray is 14-1. Gay Time Yankee opened at 6 is 8. Trevor, you won't get very fat, but Lisna Kill Wish looks a certainty. Back to you, Governor.
Thanks very much indeed, RT. Now, Roger, let's have a look here. Lisna Kill Wish, can it get beaten here?
It can get beaten because it likes the rails, but it's so much better than the rest if it gets a clear run. That it takes an intrepid punter to bat it against it anyway, so let's put it like that.
What do you reckon, Harry?
Well, I must agree with Roger. You just can't oppose it. It's a marvellous jumper, absolutely. Even if it's 2 lengths behind, it'll be 2 lengths in front as they go over the hurdles.
Okay, well, these two guys have got a lot of experience, and they're both going for the favourite, Lisna Kill Wish. As I say, you won't get rich, but a winner is a winner is a winner, as my dad always tells me, and a 5-1 on winner is better than a 100-1 loser. Okay, let's try and show you some more details then about all of these dogs. No doubt quite a lot of you have had some bets earlier on, and in trap 1 is Spot on Spur. There he is. Red Jacket, trained by Tommy Foster, and there aren't too many trainers with a shrewd eye as Tommy in this game, but can't really be fancied on current form, although the draw in trap 1, that should be an advantage. The form there, a little bit inconsistent. Spot on Spur in 1. Trap 2 is Towering Alone with the blue jacket, very attractive black dog as you see there, trained by Arthur Hitch, and if most pundits are to be believed, this is the one who could upset the favourite. But if he's going to do that, it's vital he comes out the box fast. Towering Alone in 2. Trap 3 is Paul Wogan, white jacket, rank outsider really, and recent form very patchy, and it looks like his trainer Beverly Dalton will need a minor miracle here to get this one home in front. The slowest time of all 6 in the race. Lisna Kill Wish, this is the good thing we think in trap 4, black jacket, and it's the one the punters have been favouring all week. An odds-on favourite, we know that, and trainer Phil Rees must have a really good chance here to do the business. Early pace and great stamina. In trap 5 is Billy Ray, that's Phil Rees's second string dog. Billy Ray there in the orange jacket, and I've just got a hunch that he could surprise a few people this evening. 2 wins in his last 5, that bodes well for the big occasion. Trap 5, Billy Ray. And finally in trap 6 is Gay Time Yankee, trained by Sam Sykes, and look for this to break quickly, but there are certain questions about his stamina. Very consistent, you see the form, and if there is bumping and barging up front, he could be the one to take advantage. Who do you think, Harry and Roger, could be the one to take advantage if Lisna Kill perhaps misses his break?
Well, I think I like the bottom, Gay Time Yankee. He's the only seeded wide runner. He's a consistent starter. 4 will probably bore over, but I think he's got so much in hand. I think it'd be a big turn-up.
Quick word from you, Roger?
Yes, I agree with that. I like Spot on Spur to come second out of trap 1 because he's well drawn.
Okay, let's go back down to the ring now. The dog's still parading, but I think we can get a ladies' show of betting. In the ring is RT.
Thanks very much indeed, Trevor. A lot of money changing hands. Tony Morris has just taken a 5,002 on Lisna Kill Wish. He's still 5-2 on. As far as he's concerned, it's Lisna Kill Wish one runner. They've had a few quid on Towering Alone, but apart from that, Trevor, Jack Berry, Phil Rees, and the 5-2 on Brigade should be highly delighted. Back to you.
5,000 to 2. Well, I tell you what, there's a fair few quid floating around at Wimbledon tonight. Recession or no recession, punters get their wallets out for Derby night. This is the parade. These are live pictures coming to you on Sky Sports, the premier sports channel in Britain. And these dogs will soon be going into the traps for this Royal Mail Streamline Hurdle. And hurdle races, they can be a bit unpredictable, Harry, can't they? I mean, sometimes a dog will make a real bosh up of a hurdle and the race really is a really open race.
Oh yes, they do. But the really good ones are worth their weight in gold, really. They last a lot longer than the flat racer.
And it's always good, Roger, that the people at Wimbledon here put a hurdle race on the card for Derby night because the punters really do enjoy them.
Oh, it provides tremendous variety. You see a load of flat race and then you get 2 or 3 hurdles, and the whole of the crowd loves it.
Okay, well there you see the dogs just behind the tracks, going to be loaded up any second now. Lisna Kill Wish, as we've heard from RT down in the ring, is a very, very warm order indeed. I know a lot of you are forecast backers, so probably the dilemma really is for which one to stick in with Lisna Kill Wish. That's trap 6, Gay Time Yankee. going into trap 6 on the left-hand side of your screen. Just 2 to go now for this Royal Mail Streamline Hurdle final. Spot on Spur in 1, Towering Alone in 2, Paul Wogan in 3, Lisnakill Wish the favourite in 4, Billy Ray Orange Jacket in 5, and Gaytime Yankee Black and White Stripes in the outside box trap 6. You probably heard the hares running. 460 metres, just over 1 length of the track. The break will be all important here. Away they go first time. Spot on Spur just dwells a little bit, and that's allowed Gaytime Yankee on the outside to make it from Towering Alone in second place. And Gaytime Yankee looks like he's going to spring a surprise here. 3 lengths cleared from Towering Alone. Spot on Spur is third, and Lisnakill Wish, the favourite, is struggling, just going into fourth. But he's got an awful lot to do, and they've all got a lot to do to catch Gaytime Yankee, who's striding clear from Towering Alone. The lead's just been cut slightly, and he's run quite wide here, but I think he should hang on. They come to the line. Gaytime Yankee, I think, has just won it from Towering Alone. It was very close indeed. I fancy the 6 dog may just have hung on from Towering Alone, and the odds-on favourite has been beaten out of sight in this first race here on Sky Sports. Well, we have said quite a long time that these hurdle races are unpredictable. It is a photo, so we can't actually give you the official verdict. What we can do, though, is try and sort it out for you as we see the slow motion with RT.
Thanks very much indeed, Trevor. Everybody was looking for a quick break from Lisnakill Wish, but it didn't happen, did it? Look, Two's come right across at the hurdle and absolutely put the jolly out of all contention. He's looking for a space, but meanwhile, Gaytime Yankee is out and gone. Two's caused a lot of problems. He's back on the rails, Towering Alone, but look at the jolly there. Lisnakill Wish, 5-2 on. Good job he didn't have your mortgage on, I should think. Look, have a novel. Mind you, Two's caused him murders out of the box with 3, but take nothing away from Gaytime Yankee. Good old Sam Sykes jumps like a stag. Coming into the penultimate bend. Look at that, terrific. But the jolly's made up no ground, Trevor. Although he's got actually had his passage blocked, as it were, early on, coming to approach the first hurdle, he still hasn't given all he should have done, is he? And Gaytime Yankee up in front. Was he caught on the line run? Exceptionally wide there. Watch as they come up. We're right on the line, so we'll give you an idea. Up's gone 6, 2's on his daily. Mind you, that looks like they'll chase anything. Up to the line. Yes, Trevor, I think it's 6 and 2 for me. Back to you, Governor.
Certainly very, very close indeed between trap 6 and trap 2. Trap 2 coming late, Roger, and well, good race in the end.
Yes, it was. What happened early on was that the trap 2 ran out and hit the favourite in the run-up, and that made it anybody's race then, and Gaytime Yankee took full advantage in trap 6.
Let's have a look at the first bend if we can. That might give us a clue to exactly what went on. This is from our camp. You can see there the 2 dogs screwed right across, and in fact collared the 3, and the 2 dog did remarkably well to escape like that and very nearly win it. He may even have won it.
Yeah, he did extremely well.
We just heard, I don't know if you heard it there, but trap 6 was confirmed as the winner. We thought he just got up, but a really game performance from 6 dog and the 2 dog.
Absolutely, yeah, take nothing away from them, but I think the favourite was a little bit unlucky anyway.
Any excuses for the favourite, Harry?
Well, not really. 2 came up, the 4 went in, you know, they were kissing cousins. And as we, suspected, something had to be clear, and it was the 6.
Yeah, just goes to show you can take nothing for granted ever with greyhound racing. Once the 6 got 2 or 3 lengths clear, he really didn't look like being caught.
No, that down the back straight, they weren't really making that much impression, and it was only near the line when he drifted wide that they started to close on him, and of course he got there just in time, as we saw.
Of course, that was over 460 metres, Harry, and had it been over 480, I think perhaps the 2 dog might have got up.
Oh yes, I think the 6 was on his last legs, really was. He's very, very tired, as you saw. He swung very, very wide at the last bend. He just about hung on, actually. He was a very, very game winner.
OK, let's confirm the actual result for you. Gaytime Yankee was indeed the winner from trap 6. Hell of a price, 7-1. Towering Alone, 5-1. So that's a hell of a forecast. Just over £40, I think, is the forecast. If you've got that, I think it's probably your round in the pub, and you can go and get a beer if you're watching at home. Tremendous performance. And 2 real outsiders. Great stuff on Derby night.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it just shows you that you shouldn't always go for the hot pots in every race. It often doesn't pay off at all, Terrific
stuff. OK, there's the happy party there. The celebration party for Greyhound Yankee, trained by Sam Sykes, and a very, very worthy winner of this Royal Mail Streamline Hurdle Final, £1,000 first prize. We're going to go off and take a short break, but don't go away. Coming up, some more excellent Greyhound action. Stay with us. Well, a warm welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that first race. We've got another one for you now. The action really comes thick and fast on Sky Sports. We recorded this one earlier. It was the 9.06, the Whittle Movers Stakes. Let's show you the order of the dogs for this race. In trap 1, we have Exile again, 8-1. These are the latest prices we had at the time. Sulane Castle is 2s, Certain Way 6s, White Jacket in trap 3, Coronia View, the reserve dog, running in place of Barefoot King in trap 4, Early Potter, 9-4 in trap 5, and Frozen Problem, 9-2 in trap 6. That's how they were betting a short time ago. Let's get the latest from the ring and Richard Thomas.
Thanks very much indeed, Trevor. It's murder down here with the punters. I've never seen a bigger crowd. Down the card, Exile again opened at 8, it's now 12. Shoelane Castle opened at 9-4, that's Jolly at 6-4. Certain Way opened at 6, that's now 5. Coronita, the reserve greyhound, in 4, that's 8-1. Early Potter opened at 9-4, that's 3-1, and Friendless. Frozen Problem 9-2, 5-1. Trevor, the one they've had their money on in the ring is Shoelane Castle, and watch it when it comes out, it turns slightly right. Back to you, Governor.
Well, you saw the money changing hands there. Sulane Castle is the one they're backing. Watch for that in the blue jacket, running from trap 2. Exile again in 1, Certain Way in 3. Coronia View replaces Barefoot King. That's Ginger McGee's reserve dog coming in, replacing Matt O'Donnell's Barefoot King in trap 4, Black Jacket. In the orange jacket from trap 5, Early Potter, that's Ernie Gaskin. And Joe McKenna, the Irishman, has Frozen Problem. One of 4 wide runners in this race. That'll go from trap 6. It's a hurdle race. They normally provide plenty of excitement. 480 metres is the trip. Beg your pardon, it's not a hurdle race. Got ahead of myself. It's a flat race, of course. But 480 is the trip. And it'll take a fraction under 30 seconds to complete this. The starter satisfies himself. The dogs are installed, and as you see, the hare's running for this Whittle Mover Stakes. Break is all important. Away they go. Fairly level break. It's trap 5, Early Potter, and trap 2, Sulane Castle. And it's 5, Early Potter, who has the lead going around the first bend, and it's gone a couple of lengths clear now from Frozen Problem. Certain Way is 3rd, Sulane Castle, then back to Coronia View and Exile again. But up front is Early Potter, and they're really going to have to struggle to get close to him. Early Potter still holding the lead, as Frozen Problem tries to come on the outside. Early Potter's going to get there just. Early Potter just wins it, I think, from the outside dog there. It was very, very close. Certain Way finished like an absolute train, and may possibly has got up. Trap 3, Certain Way, well, it looked for all the world like Early Potter was going to hang on. And Certain Way coming on the outside as the leader tired, just appeared to have got there. It's going to be a photo, we're pretty sure of that. But it was a very, very, very close finish. A tremendously exciting Whittle Mover Stakes. Let's see it again in slow motion with RT.
Thanks very much indeed, Trevor. A terrific race. It seemed to all transpire on the break. 3 and 4 came across each other out of the box, and it was absolutely chopped 4 off to pieces. But Early Potter, he was with Nick Savory's, now with young Ernie Gaskin Jr. Strides out there well, doesn't he, with Frozen Problem. That's another one who was here in the Derby last year, never made it. It's in the invitation race. But for all intents and purposes, going down the back straight, you'd have thought Early Potter would absolutely leave these for dead. But he didn't, did he? Certain Way, Jeffrey DeMolder's bitch, though when that got eliminated from the Derby, he said that had back problems. He took it to a physiotherapist, and I spoke to him this morning early, and he said to me, Richard, if she's anywhere near him at the last bend, and you can see there, was getting hassled by a 6, which Early Potter was having a trouble-free run, but watch on the slow-mo. I'd like to be on Certain Way. I always go out on a limb, you know that, but as they come up to the line, I think it's on the nod there, Trevor. Look, up to the line, yeah, Certain Way's got it for me. Certain Way, Early Potter, and possibly Frozen Problem. But Trevor, a great race, and as you know, the man, the Meridian, the wizard Jeffrey, has done it again with that good bitch Certain Way. Back to you, Governor.
Well, it was a photo. but we're pretty sure that Certain Way has got up to win the Whittle Movers Stakes, and Trap 5 Early Potter, we are equally certain, has hung on for second place. There's the winner, we think, Certain Way, trained by Jeff de Mulder. And indeed, Certain Way was the winner. The price 9-2. Did get up in the end to beat Early Potter. The price 11-4. The forecast, if you've got it, traps 3 and 5, £17, 57 pence. Well, a very warm welcome back here to Wimbledon. I hope you've enjoyed the first two races we've had for you. Excellent entertainment and close finishes in both. What we're going to do now, though, is concentrate on the Derby and show you how the dogs qualified in their semi-finals. Glengar Ranger from Trap 2 was a well-backed odds-on favourite to win the first semi, but it was the three-dog Luxury Light who got out first, only for disaster to strike on the bend. That left Glengar Ranger clear down the back straight, and his supporters already counting their winnings. But they hadn't reckoned on the blistering late finish of Ginger McGee's Windsor Abbey in the red jacket. Nip and tuck to the line, with Windsor Abbey just getting up to head the favourite, and Gentle Warning from Trap 4 qualifying in third. Much was expected of Matt O'Donnell's Irish challenger Farloe Melody in the second semi, and running from Trap 5, he didn't disappoint. A repeat of this kind of early pace would make things fascinating tonight, even though the sixth dog, Shush Talor, running from Trap 6, stuck gamely to the leader as the dogs headed down the home straight and onto the second last bend. But Farloe Melody showed he certainly stays the trip, going on again near the finish, with Penny's Best finishing well to claim the final qualifying spot. So that's how the dogs qualified then. You maybe have made a judgment on that for yourselves, maybe you had a bit earlier. What we can do now is just remind you of how those qualifiers fit into the trap draw. Glengar Ranger in 1, 6-4. Gentle Warning, 5-1 in 2. Penny's Best, 33-1 the outsider in 3. Windsor Abbey, 9-1 in trap 4. Shush Talor, 8-1 orange jacket trap 5. And Farloe Melody, black and white stripes, 6-4. That is in the outside box. That was how they were betting this morning. Let's go and see if there have been any market moves. Down to the ring, and Richard Thomas.
Thanks very much indeed. Now we've got 6-4 Glengar Ranger. These are early prices. 6-1 Gentle Warning. Double Carpet, Holiday in Hawaii, Penny's Best, 33-1. Windsor Abbey, few judges are back McGee's Dog. That's 8-1. Sawala Star, they tell me that's whisper under your armpit or whisper in your ears. Trevor, I'm not French orientated, but Farloe Melody is the other joint favourite at 6-4. But I don't know about Greyhound racing for the time being. Let's just stop that, and I'm joined by two faces that need no introduction, especially the chap there with the Hampsteads. He's gone to the same dentist as me. With me is Peter. Peter, thanks for coming to Derby.
My pleasure.
What do you think about it so far?
It's been a great night so far. I'm hoping for Farloe to win, and my namesake, the owner, Tony Dean, to trap forward to get second.
Oh, and what about you, Governor? Now, before you go on, you're a bit of a good judge, they tell me. Yeah. You're an ex-Walthamstow man. You've had a few dogs.
Yeah, I've had a few dogs. Curse of my life. Last one I had was so slow, I took it in the woods and ran away from it. It was lousy. I had a bet in the last week. We had a race, a dog here just now called Paul Wogan. I tried to get some money on it, but I couldn't get a bet in edgeways.
We all backed it, Paul Wogan.
6 I fancy to win. Farloe Melody, and number 1 to come second.
And are you having a good time here, lads?
It's a wonderful night. The atmosphere is great. Arc of the boys. Get some shout, fellas! Having a wonderful time. What a wonderful evening.
They come to back.
There's a rumour, they tell me, that the pair of you are going to buy a Greyhound. Is this true?
That would be very nice. Yes, we are.
Yeah, we're thinking about it.
What are we going to call it? Any ideas?
We call it
second-hand car, or £half a pound of veg?
We call it Albert Square.
Albert Square, lovely name. Last selection before we go from you, Governor.
I told you, number 6 to win.
Farloe Melody.
Absolutely.
Just show me them teeth before you go.
Go on, mate.
All right.
Trap 6
and Governor from you?
Trap 6, we trap 4 second.
Well, Trevor, there's two good judges that live in the square. Dog racing, they say they're going to get a Greyhound. Back to you, Governor.
Cheers.
Well, I think there were certainly 3 EastEnders there rather than 2. Thanks to Mike Reid and Peter Dean, of course, and the ubiquitous Richard Thomas in the ring. Well, that's the scene as we await the entrance of the trumpeters here at Wimbledon Stadium. You can see some of the, I think they may have had a few down there, a few drinks that is, and well, it's all very good humoured. There's only one Peter Dean they're chanting. Well, there we are. Bit of support for one of the local men here. Really is a superb atmosphere at Wimbledon Stadium. Gives me a chance, though, to introduce or to have a quick chat to Roger and Harry. Harry, first of all, who's your gut feeling to win the Derby?
A gentle warning, I've got a gut feeling, but no more than a gut feeling. It's that open.
Roger?
Well, it's got to be Glengar Ranger or Farloe Melody, and I'll stick my neck out and go for Glengar Ranger.
Okay. As we said, most of the action, as far as the bookmakers are concerned, has revolved around the 1 dog, Glengar Ranger, and the 6 dog, Farloe Melody. Betting ring, good business being done by the bookmakers. They're knee-deep down there. Hope you're getting some of this atmosphere in your living rooms. It's an old cliche, perhaps, but it's really electric down there in the ring. As I say, the gate's shut, and it looks to me as though the trumpeters are making their way out onto the track. This is a traditional Derby fanfare that happens every year. In fact, as short a time ago as 2 years ago, when Druid's Jono, Prince Edward's dog, was in the final, they used to bring the dogs out at the same time, and there was some speculation that the sound of the trumpeters actually upset Druid's Jono. He was an odds-on favourite, and he was beaten into second. There you see the trumpeters. What happens nowadays is the trumpeters come out first, they play that little fanfare, and then the dogs follow them out. It's probably quite a sensible move, and one that has been, I think, greeted by all the trainers involved very favourably. Just turning for their Derby fanfare. They do have a conductor as well, actually. He's out there, just out of shot. And in just a little while, we'll hear... Let's have a listen to the fanfare. Traditionally, of course, there are 6 trumpeters for representing the 6 finalists. And you can see just how many people have packed inside Wimbledon Stadium. It's quite an old stadium. Of course, Wimbledon took over the mantle from White City some years ago when that stadium closed down. Harry, do you think White City is still missed, or do you think Wimbledon's managed to take over the mantle now?
Well, no, there'll always be White City. Those who remember it will always say, well, that is the best one. But you've got to live, nothing lasts forever. And this is as good as any now. This is the home of the Greyhound Derby. You've just got to accept that.
What do you think there, Roger?
Yeah, it's taken over very well from White City, and it's always going to be the greatest night of the year.
Well, you can't say fairer than that. And there are the finalists, the first sight of them. They'll actually complete a whole circuit. And we will, of course, give you some statistical information. But if you're sitting at home with a betting voucher and you've taken an early price, you might wonder what's going on in the ring. So let's go down and find out from RT.
Thanks very much indeed, Trevor. It's like a madhouse down here. They bet early show, 6-4 Glengar Ranger, 6-1 Gentle Warning, double carpet holiday in Africa, or wherever you like with pennies best, 33-1. Windsor Abbey open at 8 is now 9. Sawala Star, they tell me that's whispering in your ear softly, opened at 10, is now 6. That's the Springer. Farloe Melody opened at 6-4. It's now 5-4 and evens. Trevor, the only Springer in the market is Sawala Star. Back to you.
Thanks, RT. It really is a wonderful sight, Wimbledon Stadium on Derby night. The restaurant is just really at the top of that shot, and some 540 diners tucking into the steak and smoked salmon. £75 a head tickets for that, so it's not cheap, but it is worth it to sample Derby night from the restaurant. If you've never been to a Greyhound Derby, then do yourself a favour and get down here next year. It's a terrific night. If you want to sit in the restaurant though, you better pick up the phone and book on Monday morning, because that's the only way you'll get a ticket. While we've got a slight lull, just reminds me to mention greyhounds as pets, because they do make smashing pets. They're very friendly, amicable animals, and if you are interested in adopting a retired greyhound, then contact Wimbledon Stadium here or the Retired Greyhound Trust. They do so much to place retired racing dogs. Okay, let's have a look at some of these dogs in a bit more detail then. On the right-hand side of your screen is Trap 1, and that is Glengar Ranger. Owned and trained by Jim Fletcher, who landed one of the biggest gambles ever known in the sport when he collected around £250,000 in winning bets when this dog landed the laurels last year. If he leads at the first bend, he'll certainly take all the catching, and if he takes after his trainer, who played amateur football for England, then he'll certainly be able to stand the pressure. A bit earlier on, I asked Jim Fletcher if he was satisfied with the dog's second place in the semi-final.
I was quite happy with him, because in the previous round, four dog won John's dog, Windsor Abbey. Windsor Abbey was a distance behind after he took the knock, after he hit the first bend, and I thought up the back straight he would catch us. But I've only got beat a short head. I took a bump on the bend, and hoping that John's dog is there's a bit more time, a couple of dogs behind, like, you know, in this round.
Jim Fletcher there, that's Trap 1, Glengar Ranger. Dog's being walked around the back straight at the moment. Let's have a look at Trap 2 then, Gentle Warning. Blue jacket, of course, and interestingly, switched from a wide runner to a railer, this one, after the qualifiers. And this is, it's got a tendency to run down the middle, and that could make things exciting if he gets a fast start. If he does win, he'll be the most northerly trained winner since I'm Slippy 9 years ago. I asked his trainer, Barbara Smith from Hall Green, if she was happy with the draw.
So I probably would have preferred Glencar inside us, because he does move off a little bit. But saying that, he's very fast to the bend, and he's running tremendously well. He's in good form.
Barbara Smith there, hoping for the best with Gentle Warning. That's the dog in Trap 2. Trap 3 is Penny's Best, and he'll run with the white jacket. Can't really be given a chance, though, afraid to say, because he's the only finalist who hasn't actually won a race in qualifying. He is a genuine railer, loves to find his way through the smallest of gaps, and just to prove that decent dogs come from a variety of sources, this one was picked up at the Hackney Sales. Well, earlier on, I asked his trainer, Patsy Cusack, whether the dog could come from behind.
He definitely can come from behind, but I'd rather see him get out. If he gets out, I don't think anything will catch him.
Short and sweet from Patsy Cusack. He's a man of few words, but just possibly, chances are against it, but just possibly in about 5 minutes' time, he could be celebrating a famous victory. Might have a few more words to say then. There's Trap 4, Windsor Abbey, and this is quietly fancied, you know. He'll run in the black jacket, and you can never discount any dog trained by the magician himself, Ginger McGee. No secret, really, that the leisure over the longer trip is the long time goal for this animal, and don't expect to see him up there early, but he finishes like an absolute train, as the semi showed, of course, and he's a real live outsider in many people's books. Earlier on, I asked Ginger McGee how he managed to maintain such a laid-back approach to the Derby final.
I do, it's another race to me. I always got a cool head. People can't believe how cool I keep. It's just another race to me. But it's everyone's ambition, lifetime ambition, to get runners in the final of the Derby. It isn't the third finalist. I won it in '88. I'd finish first and fourth. So please God, I can do the same again.
Ginger McGee there, the trainer of Windsor Abbey. Very attractive brindle dog. Trap 5 there is Shushtalor, is how you pronounce it. I'm told that's a Gaelic word that literally translated means whispering tailor. And long-time Sky viewers will remember Ger McKenna winning the '89 Derby with the brilliant Lartigue note, and Ger really pulls out the stops to get a good Derby dog. Experts believe his only realistic chance is to get clear at the first bend. If he doesn't, he'll have a real uphill battle to play catch-up with the field. Earlier on, I asked trainer Joe McKenna what it was that makes the English Derby so special.
I don't know. Once it comes to January or February every year, we get our bulls thinking about the English Greyhound Derby. It's the one thing that goes on in our house, year after year. You know, will we have something good enough to come to England? And thank God back over the years we have brought dogs, we think good enough. We won it twice. We were thereabouts. And thank God we're back there again, drawn trap 5. Maybe some people mightn't give it much of a chance, but we think we have a chance.
Joe McKenna there with Shush Talor. That'll run from trap 5. Let's have a look at trap 6 then. In the wide box, Farloe Melody. And, well, the brilliant Farloe Melody, really. Plum draw, so there can't be too many excuses if Matt O'Donnell's dog doesn't bring home the spoils tonight. Great performance in the semis as we've seen, and an absolute stack of anti-post vouchers on this one. He certainly wouldn't be a popular winner from the bookmaker's point of view. Earlier on, I asked his trainer, Matt O'Donnell, whether there was any extra pressure in being in charge of the favourite.
No, not really, Trevor. Getting used to it, I think this is like the 21st Derby finalist I had, so like not putting too much pressure on.
You must have been delighted with the way he ran in the semi-final.
Yeah, he came good. So I'm hoping that everything works out for the final.
So Matt O'Donnell with Farloe Melody. There's a buzz of expectancy in this crowd, Harry, isn't there? Can you just feel it?
Not an atmosphere like it, is there?
What do you think is going through the trainers and the owners' minds right now, Roger? A minute, or what are we? 3 minutes before the off?
They're fantastically nervous, I would imagine, right deep inside, although they're probably trying to keep very calm on the outside. But this moment only comes possibly once in a lifetime, and they'll be savouring it as well, of course.
And so they should. Well, the dogs, as you see, are about to be loaded up. What we're going to do is dash down to the ring and seeing if there's been any late money, and the man to tell us is RT.
Thanks very much indeed, Trevor. No, it's been a bit quiet here. All the punters have lumped on early. The only one that's the danger that Tony Morris is a bit feared of, as a couple of Irishmen have slipped in and have had 6 monkeys 2 or 3 times, so while I was there. But the jolly Trevor is solid at 5-4. Hello, the board's gone off. There's a run gone in. Everybody's running around. Boards have been wiped out here. But the latest price was 6-4 Glengar Ranger, 6-1 Gentle Warning. Penny's Best, that's 50-1. That's a holiday in anywhere in the world you like if you've got the air ticket and the money. Windsor Abbey 9, that's now 8. Tony Morris has wiped everything off the board. He's taken enough. He can't get any more space on his clerk's sheet as it happens. So while I stare, as I say, that opened at 8 is now 6-1. Farloe Melody is the only other possible dog they've had it on, but I'm going to say that's jolly anyway. That opened at 6-4. He got stampeded there. That's 5-4. If the cameras could pick up his joint, I'll turn it sideways like that. There's nothing on his book now. So there we are. I think it's all in the satchels. As far as I'm going, Farloe Melody, back to you.
Okay, no doubt you can hear the Derby roar behind me. He's pronouncing the 5-dog Soir le Stare. Sounds a bit French, but it is apparently Shush Talor. Hope we're not confusing you with those different pronunciations. The hare's going to be running any second. Here we go then, the 1992 Mirror Life Greyhound Derby. Look for 1 and 6. They are supposed to be the ones who are going to get out. Away they go, and Glengar Ranger a bit slow out, and it's let Gentle Warning in 2 steal it, with Penny's Best on the outside and Shush Talor. And it's Shush Talor now who's gone to the front from Farloe Melody. Now can Farloe pick him up on the back straight? Shush Talor half a length clear from Farloe Melody. Penny's Best running one of the best races of his life in 3rd. But now Farloe Melody's in top gear, and you won't see this being caught. Farloe Melody storms to the line. It's an Irish winner. Farloe Melody wins the Derby. Close for 2nd. Windsor Abbey, I think, just caught up to pit Glengar Ranger. But there's no doubt about the winner. Farloe Melody, the one so many have fancied, has landed this Daily Mirror Sporting Life Derby and made it look very, very easy indeed. They're chanting easy behind me, and really that's the only word to describe it. confirmation on your screen that Farloe Melody, trained by Matt O'Donnell, the Irish connection, have stolen in again, and they've swiped the top prize. It really is uncanny, the number of Irish winners of this Derby. We saw one last year with Ballinderry Ash. Some sporting handshakes going on there amongst the kennel hands. But it's the Trap 6 Farloe Melody who has won it, and what a tremendous performance. Really, once it picked up Shush-Talor down the back straight, there was only one winner. Let's have a look at it again with Richard Thomas.
Thanks very much indeed, Trevor. Great race. Look at the break here. 4 got left in the holes, but Sawala Stair, Joe McKenna's runner, was up there all the way. 1, 2 and 3 kept a pretty straight course, but watch for slight interference at this bend. 6, 2 bashed into 3, bashed into 5, which rebounded slightly into 6, but left Joe McKenna and Matt O'Donnell up in front. And as you know, Farloe Melody is a competition dog, stays 550, great back straight pace, got the measure of Sawala Stair. As they came off the last bend, class began to tell. Let's not forget, this dog broke 29 seconds in 4 consecutive runs. That is a feat in itself, but he's come off the last bend. The place has erupted. They've gone berserk. The anti-pose coups have been landed. Bookmakers will be jumping off of bridges tomorrow morning. Trevor, back to you, a great Matt O'Donnell victory.
So a tremendous victory for Farloe Melody. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back with the SPs and the presentation. Stay with Sky Sports. Welcome back to Wimbledon, and there is the trophy presentation. That's Matt O'Donnell in the centre, being congratulated, and that's what it's all about. That is the cup, the most prestigious trophy in the whole world of greyhound racing, and thoroughly deserved for Farloe Melody, who has won this Derby very, very convincingly. He's looking a bit modest, that winning dog there. That's the picture. There's Peter Dean there on the left-hand side helping to present the trophy. An absolutely wonderful training performance. Let's just confirm the result for you, because I want to know the price of the winner and indeed the second. 6-4, Farloe Melody. Shush-Talor, 6-1 in second place. And the forecast for 6 and 5 paid £13 and, sorry, Windsor Abbey it should be. Windsor Abbey should be second, it's not Shush-Talor, it's a mistake on our caption. 6 and 4, that forecast is correct, £13 and 13 pence. Okay, well Roger and Harry are still with me. We've got the second dog wrong and all the excitement here, Roger, but that was a tremendous performance, wasn't it?
Absolutely fantastic. He absolutely flew down the back straight as if he had 5 or 6 pairs of legs. It was amazing, and he stayed on brilliantly as well.
Harry, great performance.
Marvellous performance, particularly by Matt O'Donnell. He's tried for so many years, at last he's got there.
All right, I think we can hear from him now. Let's dash back to Richard, who's got the winning trainer with him.
Well, I've got the winning owner with me, Trevor, and I've got the winning trainer. Firstly, the winning trainer, Matt, first time for an English Derby. How'd you feel?
Brilliant. He's a brilliant dog, and I, as you said, it's my first time, and I'm delighted I've won it.
And you'll be coming back next year?
With the help of God.
And John, they reckon you've sent 2 bookmakers skin to be jumping on Hammersmith Bridge tomorrow morning about midday. Is this true?
Well, I'm pleased he won it. That's all I'm worried about. I'm not worried about the money. It's to winning the Derby is my lifelong ambition.
Can I ask the pair of you, what do you intend? Is he going to keep racing, or are you going to put him to stud?
No, I don't. I'll have to have a chat, but I think we'll go for a double.
You're going to go for the Irish Derby?
Yeah, we will.
What else, Trevor? You've heard it here on Sky first. They look like they're going to go for the Irish Derby. So, Harry, what do you think about having a bit of anti-post with you? Trevor, back to you from a happy owner and trainer. Take it away.
All right. He's just asked you there, Harry, if you fancy having a few quid on Farloe for the Irish Derby. What do you reckon?
Yes, I think so, yeah. Wish I'd had a few more on tonight, actually.
6-4, not a bad price. He picked up Shush-Talor down the back straight, and from then on it was all over by the shouting, wasn't it?
Absolutely. He was a champion greyhound at the top of his form on the right night.
I think we can have a quick check on the first bend. Perhaps that'll tell us exactly what happened as the dogs went around there for the first time. Absolute bedlam behind us. At this stage, track 5 going well, but the winner nicely placed.
Yeah, very nicely placed. The 1, 2 and 3 all hit each other here. And I think you'll find Farloe Melody gets taken out wide slightly by Shush-Talor. but of course he missed most of the trouble, and it was all over then really once he got to the third bend and past the track 5.
All right, Rog, thanks so much. Absolute bedlam. It shows you what it means to win the Derby, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. These celebrations have got to about 3 o'clock tomorrow morning.
What is the value now of the winning dog of a Derby? What's its worth?
Well, first of all, it's got 40,000 just for half a minute's work. But you can that sort of greyhound, that sort of breeding, £500,000.
Well, there's the happy scene. There's the winning dog Farloe Melody, and plenty of supporters who've had a few bubble, no doubt. I tell you a little secret. RT is down the bar right now because he's had a few quid on anti-post, and he's going on holiday in Barbados on Monday morning. It's been backed, well, at all prices really, this winner. Started off, I think, 40, then 25 to 1, and back down and down and down. Just to confirm, by the way, rather than our caption confuse you, that Windsor Abbey was second. That's the 4 dog, not Shush to Law, but 6 to 1 was the correct price. £13.13 was the correct forecast. So if you've backed the 6 dog, or if you've got the forecast 6 and 4, you'll enjoy going to your bookmaker on Monday morning to collect, and you won't really have been in much danger of not doing so. That just about wraps it up for us from Wimbledon for this evening. Hope very much you've enjoyed it. Hopefully there'll be some more greyhounds for you to enjoy on Sky Sports. This really is the pinnacle of the sport. Farloe Melody has won the Derby. From all of us here at Wimbledon, a very good night.